Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel again today. Now we're currently not in a match, I just wanted to obviously specify that. Since the thumbnail will definitely have this picture associated with it, I just actually finished this game and I thought, I didn't actually think I was going to win, which is why I didn't actually go and record the video, but I figured that post-match it would still be a good video to kind of cover, simply because obviously due to the title, winning with Tavern 1 isn't something that I would consider to be easy without this very specific combo that you can see here on the screen. And of course, there's always RNG and the luck element that goes into all of this, and I just happen to be lucky in terms of this game, getting, I totally forget this hero's name, but he's the one that gives your leftmost minion Divine Shield, Taunt, and Wind Fury, in which case, this minion right here. So every match, you're basically getting Wind Fury, Divine Shield, and Taunt on this very heavy minion, which is in golden form. You get 2 attack and 4 health at the end of your turn, every turn, and that applies to all of these golden minions right here. And then on top of the quest mask right here, I think this was the Famished Fellbat. Your end of turn effects trigger twice, so in which case you're getting 4/8. So 4 attack, 8 health for each of these at the end of your turn. And then you just have, these are also Tavern 1 minions that I just happened to snag here and there, which actually came into play quite heavily to finish out the game, because when you have, when you're this far into the game, this is turn 18, by the way, is approximately when I won. You're like up against, like the last 2 opponents, and usually at this point, they're at Tavern 5 or 6. And they've got really strong, board presence available, and you're trying to get all that cleared, of course. And so when you got like all these really heavy minions that are just like attacking these super small useless minions, it gives these middle minions a whole lot more headroom in order to start clearing a lot of those other ones, like down the road. So typically it's like the strategy here was that this minion right here, it's a spellcraft card that allows you to give one of your minions 3 health and taunts, and you get that spell once every turn from this minion as its spellcraft, which I would put on this minion, which is why this minion has taunts. And then of course this minion right here just gives another minion taunt, so I just gave him taunt right here, and those are permanent taunts at that point, whereas every turn he just gives me a spellcraft, and I just make that one taunt every, I made it taunt basically every turn. And then due to the nature of the hero power, that one also got taunt, Wind Fury, and Divine Shield, as I was saying. So with 4 taunts basically on the board, these ones being heavier and these ones being minor, it was basically a really solid strategy in order to actually finish the game with Tavern 1. So you more oftentimes than not, I was lucky in the fact that I got a lot of his heavy minions to attack these pretty useless minions, and then once their Divine Shields or Reborns were like popped or whatever, I would then take my Wind Fury, and then it would basically just go and clear all of the taunts. And then by the time those taunts were cleared out, like all my middle minions right there would just go and like finish it out. And the one downside to this though is that as this is Tavern 1, at the end of the game, usually you don't have, or I guess the end of the turn, you usually don't have too many minions left, as fighting a Tavern 5 or a 6 is usually still pretty difficult, and so by the time you win, you usually only have like 1 or 2 minions left, if not just 1. In which case, it's usually one of these. So basically, you get like 1 attack at the end and like 1 from here, so you get like 2 to like 2 damage to actually deal out every turn. Like even at round 18, you're still only dealing 2 damage. Well, which makes this a very long, drawn-out game. I was just lucky that I fought this guy, the guy who came in second place, like probably 5 times before he conceded, just because the damage I was dealing was so little when he couldn't figure out anything else to try and do to bypass this. Because even with his Cthulhu power, he had it up to 11, his hero power, to give all of his minions, 1 attack and 1 health 11 times, and that's repeatable. That's what his does, of course. And so basically that hero power was still not outpacing the amounts of health and damage that these guys were outputting at the end of the turn twice. And so he basically just ended up conceding because he wasn't able to do anything. But that's essentially how I just won with Tavern 1. And I'm just really sad because there wasn't an achievement for that. I was thinking that there might be. It was my fault for not looking in advance. But still, I feel like I'm Mark McKZ right now, just like doing something like ridiculously stupid, just for fun, and I'm actually pulling it off. So Anyways, this was just a for fun video, just in case anybody wanted to try and do this as well. The one reason I really just kind of wanted to put this video out was just basically because these minions are just so overpowered, even for like a 2/4. At a golden level, it's 1/2, like 1 attack, 2 health for the non-golden versions, which are still pretty valuable at the beginning of the game, like rounds 1 through like 5 or 6. You know, not having golden minions of these copies is still pretty overpowered. And then you golden them out, of course, and it becomes just even more ridiculous. And then if you get a really good quest, I tried this one. This one was pretty good. Of course, it allowed me to win, but the other one, which was really good, was the one that allows me to, at the end of the turn, just like get a copy of the last friendly minion that died. I forget what that quest was called, but that really helps to get these golden minions really quick. But the most critical thing is just having a good hero. If you don't have a good hero, you're definitely not going to pull this off. And especially one with a passive effect. Like both of these two, like the quest and the hero power, were both passive effects, which I probably give most of the credit to why I was able to win this match. And just due to the fact that, you know, like all of these minions are just like so overpowered. I also want to specify that none of them conceded early on in the game, so up throughout the entire game, I was fighting against all 8 opponents. There wasn't a single person who conceded before round 1 started. Just to show you that this sort of strategy can work against all 8 opponents without them having conceded. And the deck also just works very well because, I mean, this very specific minion is in every Battlegrounds game as a mixed minion. So you can basically pull off this strategy with literally every game. And the fact that it's Tavern 1 means you never have to waste your gold on upgrading the Tavern, which means all you need to do is waste your gold on refreshing until you get the minions you need. And so, like, that just saves you so much effort, and you can just, like, repeat the entire strategy just like on Tavern 1, which is ridiculous. Like, just not needing to spend the gold on upgrading your Tavern ever, not needing to worry about the minion not being there on a certain game. It's just always there. I mean, and keep in mind, I want to specify as well that this minion was nerfed from like I think it was like a 2/4 initially, or like a 3/6 or something, down to like a 2/4. I can't even imagine how strong this strategy would have been before the nerf, because I'm still winning, you know, at the Tavern 1 with this, you know, with this strategy with the nerf. So, I don't know. It's an interesting, it was one to try for sure, and, you know, I'm really happy with how this turned out. Again, if you want to give this a shot, this is how I did it. I just kind of wanted to post the video just in regard to that. Sorry it wasn't an actual video. I would have loved to have done that sooner if I'd realized that, but I'd probably played like 7 or 8 games trying to pull the strategy off, and every single time it was a loss. So do keep that in mind. This, you know, the strategy only works every now and then with the right RNG. But when it works out, as you can see, it is really rewarding. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.